Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex. And maybe you're watching this video and you're wondering, should I come back to Marvel Future Fight? Is now a good time to just dip my toes back into the game? And I would argue, honestly, yes, for two main reasons. One, the anniversary is just 2 months away, right? We have March, because February is almost over, so we have March, and then we have April. And the anniversary rewards actually start like mid-April, so you know, it really is honestly less than 2 months from now that it kicks off. That's the first thing. The other thing is there's a new guided quest. So if you've never completed a guided quest before, you have 6 tier 2s and 2 tier 3s minimum waiting for you to do by just doing casually your daily rewards, like your daily grinding. And if you already completed the guided quest before, you still have, like me, that I'm going to show you right now, a free tier 3 waiting for you, right? So I'm gonna go through the guided quest here. I wanted to make a video on the guided quest because I think it's so good, and I honestly think that the devs should make this a permanent thing. Like, I think every month the guided quest should refresh. Every month that you play the game for 30 days, you should unlock one free tier 3 guided quest. And if you look at the rewards here, even though I didn't spend any crystals, because the grayed out rewards are if you spend 2,500 crystals or 5,500 crystals, something like that. I think it's like 5,000 crystals to unlock like extra characters and extra rewards or whatever. But if you just look at the track on the left here, I'm getting almost 1 million gold. You get some tier 2, tier 3 materials. You keep scrolling, literally a million gold there. More energy, tier 2, tier 3 materials, another mill, more materials, another mill. We're up to almost 4 mil here, people. More materials, 1.5 mil gold. More materials, 1.5 mil gold again. And then this is the part that I love the most. You have not 1 but 2 speed books, no, 3 speed books, 250 CCF, right, which is like a third of the CCF you need to tier 3 a character normally, and then a crisp 2 million gold at the end. So this entire track gives you close to 10 million gold, and it gives you 3 books and yada yada yada. It gives you about a third, right? About a third of the materials, maybe half of the materials you need to tier 3 a character, from basically just doing your regular quest. So if you take a look here, I'm going to acquire this one because I've already beat World Boss 5 times. And then the next quest is to realize Ant-Man's potential, which I already did. And then I have to combine story fragments, which I already did. And then I have to get his potential, which I already did. And now I'm stuck here. Not stuck here, but like this quest here that I haven't pre-finished is to clear 5 dispatch missions. But this is super duper easy, right? There's nothing difficult about this. This is way easier. This is like a very streamlined heroic quest type of deal. And the rewards are very good, in my opinion. They're very good. On top of the fact that I haven't shown you the best reward, which was that I was able to pick up Ant-Man's new uniform for 50% off. Even though it was the brand new uniform, brand new update, it just dropped, I was able to pick it up at a 50% discount, which is not going to be available until the anniversary. So yeah, I really like the guided quest. I felt like I had to make a video on this to highlight it and to really encourage players to do it, because the more players that do it, the higher the adoption rate is and the completion rate is on the guided quest, the more that the devs will take this to their bosses and show them, and that will, like, it's all a game, right? So they see that and they think, okay, we can get players to keep playing our game for longer by giving them more guided quests. And then if they play the game for longer, theoretically, right, psychologically, some of them will wander over into the shop and cha-ching, 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 they'll spend their money, right? They'll swipe their credit card. I'm not telling you guys to spend money on the game. I'm just saying the first part, right before the shop thing, is what I want to happen, right? I want the adoption rate and the completion rate to be really high on guided quests, maybe even show a small uptick in returning players and downloads, and then they basically just release more guided quests, because this is so money. This is so money, right? You get a third of a tier 3 free, and then you have options for more. So we're gonna go ahead and rank all of the guided quest characters. I know a lot of you guys watching this who are regular MFF players have probably already started your guided quest, because I did wait like almost 2 weeks to make this video from when the guided quest dropped, so I apologize for not ranking these characters earlier. But the good thing is the rankings are not that crazy. Like, there's not a huge disparity between the majority of the characters on this list, and for the most part, what you should have done ahead of time, and you can apply this logic for the next guided quest, is just look at the uniforms that are going to be discounted, and the one you want the most, choose that character from the guided quest. So I already had all the other uniforms for the other available characters, who were Iron Man, Captain America, Black Widow, Spider-Man, and Vision. Don't worry, I'll put their names up on the screen. You don't have to remember them. But I didn't have Ant-Man's uniform, so I chose Ant-Man, right? The other good thing here is that with Kitty Pryde getting a tier 3, this is just sort of my luck, but I'll be able to tier 3 Kitty Pryde and then immediately refresh 3 books. So this is another thing you could do with the guided quest, is that you can use these books, right? You can put these books towards a different character. You don't have to tier 3 the character in the guided quest. I mean, you get 2 million gold, you get, 20% of the cost back or whatever. Maybe it's 5 million, you get like 40% of the cost back. But anyways, you don't have to tier 3 the character in the guided quest. You could stop on heroic path number 39 and use those books that you got, whether they're blast or combat or speed, and you can put them towards another character. That's the good part, right? So I'll be able to take these books and refresh my stock after tier 3ing Kitty Pryde in a couple of days. So that is really nice. But yeah, because there are no universal types in the free selector, in the free guided tier 3 guided quest, universal books are not an option to stockpile. I know they're quite popular. But yeah, like I said, Iron Man, Captain America, Black Widow, Spider-Man, Vision, and then of course Ant-Man. I'm going to give you guys 2 rankings, okay? So the first ranking considers only the characters at tier 3. If you're only going to get the character to tier 3 in the free tier 3 guided quest, I would rank them as follows: Captain America number 1, Ant-Man number 2, Iron Man number 3, Spider-Man number 4, Black Widow number 5, and then Vision a very, very low, right, like big drop from 5, and then number 6 is Vision. The reason why there's a big drop for Vision is because he's the only character on this guided quest who cannot go above level 70. He cannot go to level 80. And the nice thing about Cap, Ant-Man, Iron Man, etc., they can all go to level 80 or 72, whatever you want to do. So they have much higher ceilings of potential. I wouldn't be surprised, by the way, for those of you still watching, thanks for tuning in, if Vision got a tier 4 soon, like in the next 6 months or less, just so that all of the free tier 3 guided quest characters are equal in terms of their overall value and potential. So yeah, but that's the ranking if you're only taking the character to tier 3, because some of these characters perform really well at tier 3, like Cap, like Ant-Man, and then some of the characters sort of struggle to really showcase their value until they get to tier 4, like Black Widow, kind of like Spider-Man as well, especially for PvP, in my opinion. So that's the list if you're going to keep the character at tier 3. However, if you're going to tier 4 the character, if you're going to take the guided quest character and eventually tier 4 them, like I did with Ant-Man, obviously he was already tier 4 before I started the guided quest, but you kind of get what I'm saying, right? Then the list is a little bit different. So that's why I wanted to make this video as well, because there are different lists. So if you're going to take the guided quest character to tier 4 in the near future, I would say I would say Iron Man is number 1, mainly because he's still a really powerful tier 4. And also he has the flexibility of turning into a villain. This is such an important factor. It basically makes you able to skip building a villain like Mephisto, like Magneto, like MODOK, to climb a lot of these World Boss Legend stages if that's something you're interested in, or just to get 7 million points in ABX to cash in all of your rewards. You're not going to be as competitive as if you built Magneto and tier 4'd him or whatever, but obviously that costs a lot more resources. So yeah, Ant-Man is sort of like the beacon and the pinnacle of variety and value when it comes to tier 4 blast characters, okay? So Iron Man would be number 1, then Black Widow for ABX and ABL, then Captain America, then Spider-Man, then Ant-Man. The last 3 are a little bit flip-floppy. Like, some people like Captain America, some people would rather put Ant-Man and Spider-Man above Cap. So you could rank it like Iron Man, Black Widow, Spider-Man, Ant-Man, Cap, Vision, or you could go Iron Man, Black Widow, Ant-Man, Spider-Man, and Captain America, Vision. Those last three don't matter as much, as long as in my opinion, Iron Man and Black Widow are 1 and 2 for their overall tier 4 value. And then of course Vision is always last, always last. Keep in mind with Vision that he's a blast type deep down. So this is what confuses some people, because his most of his uniforms have been universal. He is a blast type when you go to his base look, so you're not going to get universal books from his guided quest. You're going to get blast books. So just be careful when you if you select him. He's by far the worst option if you don't have all of the characters built. If you have all the characters built, hey, knock yourself out. Now, there is one more thing to discuss. There is a character plus pack. I don't have a screenshot of it for you, but basically when you open up the guided quest, before you choose one, they'll prompt you with a package. I believe it costs 5,000 or 5,500 crystals. It's pretty expensive in terms of crystals. You do get crystals back, and you can see the rewards on the right side of the track. Those are the rewards that you would get back if you had chosen the sort of like enhanced the enhanced guided quest. So you pay the crystals up front, and then you get crystals back. It's very similar to like the Epic Quest Deluxe Pack characters. And so essentially you can see there you get 6 books instead of 3. You get like 20 million gold instead of 10 million gold. You get 2,500 crystals refunded to you. It's not a bad pack, but it's also important for you to decide which character you're going to be purchasing beforehand, because it unlocks the ability to choose other characters. So you could buy the character plus pack and still choose Ant-Man or Iron Man or whatever, but you can also choose now from an expanded list for the guided quest for tier 3 that includes Venom, Hulk, Thor, Loki, Ghost Rider, Carnage. Again, I'll put their names on the screen. From that list, I would only really recommend Thor in this order, right? Thor, Hulk, or Carnage. I would not pay the crystals to do the tier 3 guided quest for Venom, Loki, or Ghost Rider. Just my opinion. I'm not going to go into too much detail on it, but yeah, Thor, Hulk, Carnage, 1, 2, 3, and Carnage is contingent on you having his artifact. So those are the ones that I would consider building through the character plus pack. Again, only if you want to spend the crystals and you have them. You could always wait for a crystal spending event, but that does delay when you do the guided quest, so it's kind of annoying. If you pay that price, you also get an additional tier 3 selector. So you basically are able to build up 2 tier 3s, and that tier 3 selector has 11 character options. They're probably, I don't know exactly what they are. I don't have that list in front of me here, but they're probably very similar to the characters we've just discussed. So the lists would be essentially identical. I would still probably put Iron Man near the top and Thor, and then the rest depend on whether you're going to tier 3 or tier 4 those characters. So yeah, that's the guided quest. I really like this content. I think it's something that the devs should do more of, because I think this is going to keep players playing, and this is going to bring back more players, because it heavily subsidizes the cost of a tier 3, and it also gets players back into the habit of playing the game at a reasonable pace, right? You don't have to go breakneck speed and grind all the content 24/7 and get giga burned down on the game really fast. But you can sort of take your time, take it slow, go at your own pace, and you can still see reasonable progress. Like if you knock out 5 or 6 of these a day, you're still going to be seeing some pretty nice progress. And then like, in a week, you get a tier 3. At that pace, getting a tier 3 every week, that's a really good pace that I think would keep players much more engaged. And you don't have to keep up that pace forever, right? You don't have to be giving players a tier 3 every week for the rest of their life, like for the rest of their time playing the game. But if you do that for like 3 months, which is not that many tier 3s, it's 12 tier 3s, right? People are like, oh my god, that's so many free rewards. It's really not, right? 12 tier 3s. Look how many tier 3s we have, brother. We have like 80 tier 3s. So it's like a 6th, a 7th, of the available roster, and it doesn't even include all the native tier 2 tier 3s. It doesn't include any of the crazy paywall tier 3s, right? But yeah, if you did that, like I think if they did that for 3 months, players would come back in droves, right? Like a 3-month guided quest where you knock out a tier 3 every week, that would be money. So yeah, I hope they do that. But anyways, if you like the video, share it, like it, etc., comment. And I'll catch you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Smash the like button and take care.